What is going on everyone, this is iReviews back with another video, and today we're talking about the iPhone SE, whether you should buy this device or not in 2020. Even though this device is quite old, it has been released a few years ago, it is still a very good device. A lot of people love it and it's one of the most popular iPhones to date because of its form factor and of course its price. This has been a favorite device for a lot of people and it's still going strong even in 2020. So in this video we're going to talk and tell you guys everything you need to know about the iPhone SE, about its future, how it will hold up, and also whether you should buy or not this device in 2020. Now, starting off with a few details regarding this device. Of course, it features the 4-inch screen, which is pretty nice. The pixel density is there and it's quite good. It looks pretty sharp. Of course, it features a 4-inch LCD screen, not the OLED screen because this is an older and cheaper device, so it has the LCD screen. Underneath you will find the A9 chip, which again is pretty good, also 2 gigs of RAM. As for the cameras, the rear camera is 12 megapixels and it can shoot 4K video. So out of this little guy you can get 4K video at 30 frames per second, and that's really awesome. The front camera only shoots at 720 and it's a 1.2 megapixel camera. That's not that good, but again pretty nice for a cheap and old device. And of course it has the 1624 mAh battery, which holds pretty good. Now I have this device for a year or so and it's on iOS 13 right now and it's working pretty well. The battery holds up quite good. It's not like the best battery life ever, but also it's not that bad at all. So you will get a decent battery life out of the iPhone SE. Now of course with every device you will have pros and cons. With the iPhone SE, two of the biggest features that I really love, and I think a lot of people love too, are the fingerprint sensor, which I've seen a lot of people still prefer the fingerprint sensor instead of the Face ID that you will find on the newer iPhones. And also the headphone jack. Of course, the newer iPhones, they don't have a headphone jack. The iPhone SE has one, and I know a lot of people love to have a headphone jack and use their headphones, the older ones, with the iPhone SE. You can do that because of the headphone jack, which you can now rarely find it on any device. Of course, on the newer iPhones, there's no headphone jack, but also on other phones like Android phones, they are starting to remove the headphone jack and you can really find a phone with a headphone jack. So if that's your thing, you need the headphone jack to use like your headphones or anything, the iPhone SE will be there for you. It has this feature, which I've seen a lot of people love. Of course, there are cons, and one of them may be the small screen. Now, even though a lot of people like a phone that's a smaller form factor, this screen is 4-inch, which is not really that big, and of course if you're used to a bigger phone with a bigger screen, it will take some time for you to adapt with the smaller screen. But again, the resolution, the display is quite nice, just like the size of it is a bit small. One of the best things about the iPhone SE is that it still supports the newest iOS versions. I have this one right here on iOS 13.3 and it's working really smooth. Like no hangs, no glitches at all. This one is really smooth. Apple has done like a great job optimizing like their newest software for the older iPhones. From iOS 12 and then iOS 13, they have done like a great job and it works flawlessly, just like it used to work maybe with iOS 10 or iOS 11. So this device, as I said, supports the newest iOS version, which is iOS 13. And there's good news because this device, the iPhone SE, is set to support iOS 14 as well, which will come out this year. So we will have the first beta in June and then the final release in September. And according to reports, for which you can see a more detailed video right on the card right there in the top right corner, iOS 14 will also support iPhone SE. That's really amazing news. So if you decide to buy this device right now in 2020, you know that you're set for the next year. You will get all the updates and of course the newest features that will come with iOS 14. And that's really awesome. And of course, a very big reason for anyone to buy an iPhone SE, because you want to have the newest features. You don't want to have a device that doesn't support the newest software. But as I said, reports claim that the iPhone SE and the iPhone 6s, which both have the A9 chip, will support the iOS 14. And that's amazing. You will be able to have all the new features, even on an older device, and of course a cheaper device like the iPhone SE. As I said at the beginning of the video, one of the biggest selling points of this device was the price. Back in 2016, when it got released, the price started at $399, which was a very good price for a device that had like the most features that you got on most expensive iPhones as well. So the starting price at $399 was quite good and made a lot of people buy the iPhone SE. Nowadays, you will find an iPhone SE at around $100 if you're looking for a 16 gig iPhone. So of course, those are renewed, which you can find on Amazon, but they are quite good. I got this one myself. This was renewed and I got it at around $100. I had it for a year and didn't have a problem with it. Now, if you're looking for more storage and you want to get a 64 gig iPhone SE, you're looking at around $150 to get a renewed iPhone SE from Amazon, which again is quite a good price for a device that has quite a lot of features and again supports the newest iOS softwares. The one thing that might keep you away from buying the iPhone SE in 2020 is the rumors that now Apple is releasing a new iPhone SE in 2020. Maybe it will be called the iPhone SE 2 or the iPhone 9. We will have to wait and see for that, but the rumors are that there will be a new version of the iPhone SE which will be released in 2020, and if the price of that device is around $399 like the iPhone SE was originally, that would be really great. Of course, you would expect it to have quite a lot of features that the newer iPhones have. Of course, you don't expect it to have like 3 cameras and all that stuff that the iPhone 11 and the iPhone Pro have, but it should have quite a lot of new features. So that might be the only reason you want to wait and see if Apple will release that device and then go ahead and purchase that instead of the old SE, which is quite good. So here we're running a Geekbench test on the iPhone SE, and let's see what figures we will get out of this device, which again is like 4 years old and it features the old A9 chip and 2 gigs of RAM. So we're almost done right there. It will take about like 3 minutes to complete the Geekbench test. So let's see what we get, what results we will get out of this device. Again, iPhone SE running iOS 13.3. So here it's almost done and it's done now, and we get a Geekbench score here. So we have a single core score of 563 while we have a multi-core score of 1035. So we have all the system information right here. So we have here A9, of course, 1.8 gigahertz right there. So 2 gigs of RAM. This is the iPhone SE and this is the score that you will get. Like pretty nice, not that bad for a device that's like 4 years old and it's really cheap to buy. And as a conclusion of this video, whether you should buy it or not, I think you should. So again, this depends on your needs and what you prefer, but I think the main reasons of buying this device are like the features that it has, the headphone jack, the fingerprint sensor, and of course a small form factor, which a lot of people prefer. They prefer to have a smaller device instead of a bigger one. And of course, the support for iOS 13 and the upcoming iOS 14 should be really good reasons for you to buy the iPhone SE. Again, that depending on your needs, and if you're like just trying to get into iPhones, or this is like your first iPhone, you just want to try an Apple device, you can go ahead ahead and purchase this. As I said, you can get it at around 100 bucks for like the cheaper one, the 16 gig iPhone. So I believe this is a very good device to buy even in 2020. So again, if you're looking for like just to start with iPhones or with Apple devices, you can go ahead and purchase this device, which again holds up pretty good after 4 years of it being released. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. This is the iPhone SE, pretty nice device for the price, and it has held up pretty good through the years. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you guys on the next one.